It's Tuesday, the 6th of September 2022. Welcome to the Fast Five by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Michael.
Sean, 5 stories in 5 minutes. Let's jump into story number 1. Car buyers are back with new vehicle sales in August, hitting the highest monthly level in 5 years. And how about this? Electric vehicle sales have hit a record level.
That's right, 4.4% of vehicles sold last month were electric, according to the Federal Chamber of Automotive Industries. That's easily a record for a month. In fact, the Tesla Model 3 was the number 4 selling vehicle across the entire market. It was behind Toyota Hilux Ute, Ford Ranger, and then the Toyota RAV4 SUV. If you take out the 2 Utes, Toyota Hilux and Ford Ranger, it means that the Tesla Model 3 was the second largest selling passenger vehicle last month. Pretty incredible. There were 3,397 Teslas sold. Now, Tesla and EV manufacturers have been favouring Northern Hemisphere markets, but the August figures show an improvement in the supply chain and availability of plug-in cars locally. EV sales are normally around 2% of the total market, so the 4.4% is a big jump. Hybrids comprise about 7.6%. All in all, electrified vehicles are now just over 10% of total sales. Pretty incredible. Given the push towards EVs via incentives and the rollout of infrastructure, that's only likely to grow.
Sean, all this talk about EVs is a perfect lead-in to our second story today, which is basically a warning that we might be in for a bit more pain at the petrol bowser.
That's exactly right. 2 things going on there. Oil prices are going up again. Not so good. What's even more sure is that the government has said it won't continue the excise break beyond September. That means from about the 1st of October, most people will be paying 22 cents a litre more for petrol. Of course, the excise was halved 6 months ago by the Morrison government. It's now coming back into line. So unfortunately, prices are going up at the bowser. And just quickly, Parliament was back in session yesterday. Lots of argy-bargy around multi-employer bargaining and whether the government would make it compulsory or not. Treasurer Jim Chalmers warned that rate increases, which are likely today, will add to the cost of living pain for Australians.
All right, Sean, story number 3. Victoria's Chief Health Officer Brett Sutton believes Australia faces a wave of COVID-19 cases, hospitalisations and deaths in the next 3 to 4 months, even if no new variant emerges.
That's right. He warned that it could be a repeat of the winter wave, which we saw in July. Professor Sutton's advice says that 3/4 of Victorians will have been infected by COVID at some point by the end of October this year. Now, in younger age groups, the number is closer to 90%, and in older age groups, 50%. Also, a new parliamentary inquiry will investigate the impact of long COVID on Australians and the broader health system.
All right, story number 4. I love this story, Sean. It's a novel idea from liquor chain Dan Murphy's. The group wants to find 2,200 people to fill positions across its 258 stores. And so anyone that walks in is over the age of 18 and is interested in a job is guaranteed an instant interview with a store manager.
That's right. The 10-minute interview will allow the manager to size up the applicant and cut out much of the bureaucracy and form filling that can delay applications. What a cracking idea. Managers apparently will be looking for the right customer service skills and a positive attitude. If candidates pass a 10-minute chat, then they'll have to do the form filling, but at least it will siphon off people who aren't ever going to get the job. It started yesterday. It runs till Sunday. Dan Murphy's is calling it Hiring Week and it hopes to fill all those vacancies in the run-up to Christmas. What a great idea. What a novel idea.
Yeah, it's a cracker. Story number 5, Sean, I know that sometimes you are fueled a little bit by self-interest. And so the fact that you have a trip to New York booked for later this year makes me a little bit suspicious. But New Zealand is about to launch direct flights to New York, and Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern is going to be on board the first one, scheduled for the 17th of September.
That's right. Air New Zealand will be taking off for the 16-hour flight. It'll be one of the longest direct routes in aviation and part of New Zealand's goal to boost tourism. Now, pre-pandemic, tourism was one of the country's biggest exports, and the US was New Zealand's 3rd largest source of foreign visitors, worth about 1.5 billion New Zealand dollars annually. 16 hours is Auckland, New York. New York, Auckland, though, is 17 and a half hours. Whew, that's a long way. It compares to the lengthiest long haul, which is Singapore to New York. That's 18 hours and 40 minutes. What I was thinking, though, Michael, you're on the east coast of Australia, add 3 hours to get to Auckland, jump on a plane, you can do New York in 21 to 22 hours, which, as it turns out, is what I've booked in November.
Oh, how convenient. All right, there we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Tuesday, the 6th of September, 2022. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. And if 5 minutes isn't enough for you, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.